Today is the third Sunday of Advent. And the third Sunday of Advent is also known as this Sunday right here. Gaudete Sunday. Now that's the official Latin term for the third Sunday of Advent. And for many years in the Catholic Church, for centuries, Latin was the official language of the church. It still is. But with Vatican Council II back in the 60s, we were allowed to use the vernacular for Mass. So that would be the tongue, the mother tongue of the nation in which the Mass is being offered. So naturally in the United States, it's English. However, many of these Latin terms continue to exist today, and this Gaudete Sunday, the third Sunday of Advent, is one of those Latin term hangovers. Now, Gaudete Sunday means this. The word Gaudete Sunday means to rejoice, to be happy. Now, what happens is, as I said several times, with the third Sunday of Advent, so now there are only 4 Sundays of Advent, we're a little over halfway point to Christmas, the birth of our Savior. Now we should really begin to get excited and to rejoice about the fact that we're getting so close to the birth of Christ. The church believes that wearing a rose-colored vestment, pink if you wish, and lighting the rose-colored candle is really a color that signifies rejoicing. It's a happy color. So that's why I wear this colored vestment, and that's why we light not a purple candle. The first 2 purple candles are the first and second Sunday of Advent. The third candle, the rose colored, again coincides with the vestment of the priest on this Gaudete Sunday. Next Sunday, fourth Sunday of Advent, we will light all 4 candles. Now, I remember something that happened many, many years ago when I was a young fellow back in the seminary. When I got to the seminary, at that point, I had never been to Catholic school in my life. I made it through high school, never Catholic school, made it through college, and then when I decided to become a priest, that was my first exposure to a Catholic school setting. Now, again, back then I didn't have a great understanding of the Latin language, as they taught us in the seminary. So it's several days before the third Sunday of Advent, Gaudete Sunday. And the priest professor I'm having a nice conversation with, out of the clear blue sky, he said to me, "Kenny, Sunday, Gaudete Sunday." I had never heard that term before. I thought he said to me, "Kenny, Sunday, got a date for Sunday." And I thought to myself, getting through the seminary is going to be a lot easier than I had originally imagined. And I'll never forget, I said to him, I looked right at him, and I said, "No, I don't have one, but I can get one." Now, fortunately for me, he had no idea what I was talking about. That's why I continued to remain in the seminary. He didn't throw me out with that. So Mark, our young seminarian, don't try that. To rejoice, to be happy, the third Sunday of Advent. But this is a perplexing time in the lives of so many people. Because so many people, they want to be happy, they want to enjoy the whole Christmas season, but sometimes you can't. Because in your life, there's a piece of your puzzle that is dark. You are estranged, perhaps, from family members. You say to yourself, "I would just like to enjoy Christmas, but there's a brother, there's a sister I haven't spoken to in years, and they live right down the road." When I wake up on Christmas morning, I'm celebrating with my immediate family. I would like to reach out to my extended family. I know they won't be there because we haven't been there for each other, and that often hurts. It reminds me of this family in Minnesota, a farm family. This mother, father, and they had a 3-year-old son. They lived on a massive farm out in Minnesota, and one day the father's out in the fields, working the fields. The mother's in a house doing laundry, and her little 3-year-old son is just climbing around the legs of his mother as she's doing laundry. She gets the laundry basket at one point to go outside and hang the clothes on a clothesline outside so they can air dry on a Minnesota wind. She's out there hanging the clothes, and after she empties the basket and gets all the clothes hung, she turns around to bring her boy and herself back into the house, and she looks in, and he's gone. So she calls for him, Ryan, where are you?" And he doesn't respond, so she thought he probably went back into the house. She went into the house to find him, but she searched the house. She could not find Ryan. She runs back outside, still can't find Ryan. Now, out of fear, she calls her husband on a cell phone Quick, come home. I can't find Ryan. I don't know where he went. So the husband returns back to the house, and he begins to search for Ryan. He can't find him. So the father, out of fear and worry and woe, he calls the local police department. He explains to the chief what's going on. The chief said, I'll organize a search team. We'll be right out to the house in just a few moments. Within about 20 minutes, about 50 search people show up at the house to look for Ryan. And they're looking all over the place for Ryan, but they just can't find Ryan. Where did he go? Now, it started to get dark. And the police chief said to the father and the mother, we have to call off the search for the night. It's just too dark outside. We can't enter these fields because it's treacherous. So they called off the search for the night. They would start at morning's light. Unfortunately, during the course of the night, one of those cold Arctic blasts was headed for Minnesota and took over the ear of that state. Very cold air mass. Early in the morning, when the sun started to come up, all these search people and volunteers and police and firemen, they showed up back at the farmhouse. Now they're going off in many directions looking for little Ryan. A bunch of people ran that way, and a lot of people going the other way, and they're all over the farm looking for Ryan, but they can't find him. Finally, as the father is searching for Ryan, he's looking at all the search people diligently looking for Ryan. He realizes they're making a massive mistake. So he borrowed the bullhorn from the fire department and called everyone back to the farmhouse. And he said, we have to organize, because right now we're searching all over the place, but it's helter-skelter. We're not using any solid methodology. We're not organized. The father said this. He said, what we should do is form a straight line, hold hands, and then tackle each one of my fields individually. Walk through the entire field, go slow, holding hands, sliding our feet along the ground. This just might allow us to find Ryan. We know he's out there, and he's definitely not in the house. So they formed a straight line, and they held on to the hands of each search person. And they started on the biggest of the fields of the farm. It was a huge field. And the people, as they were strung together, probably equaled about 350 feet long. So they start through the field, and they're just sliding the feet along the ground. And all of a sudden, one of the search people hit something and looked down, and it was Ryan. He started to scream, I found him, I found him, I found him. Everyone ran over, but the father got there first, and when he bent down to pick up Ryan, unfortunately, the cold air had got to Ryan first during the night. And he lifts up the lifeless body of his little boy Ryan, cold now from the outside air, taken by the good Lord that night. And he's holding his dead son. He screams out, too bad we didn't hold hands sooner, because Ryan was found only 300 feet from the house. He was that close. They're all running around in different directions, and they were working together, holding hands together. You see, the third Sunday of Advent, as it was true in the first Sunday, the second Sunday, and next Sunday, the fourth Sunday of Advent, this is the time that we prepare for Christmas, but it's a time of challenge. As you say to yourself, I want to be a better person, I want to prepare for Christmas in a special way. What should I do this third Sunday of Advent? I want to rejoice, I want to be happy, but in my family, I'm estranged from certain family members. There is a division going on, and it hurts. So what should you do? Now, it obviously might hurt, and maybe it's been years since you've spoken to certain family members, but that's the challenge. Now, you can let the challenge go by and just work your way to Christmas and forget the challenge altogether. But if you really want to rejoice and you really want to be happy, you have to say to yourself, there are parts of my life that just aren't right, and I have the ability and wherewithal to rectify situations that are out of line and out of sorts. I have a lot of people tell me every so often, this usually occurs at funeral homes. How often I will hear someone say to me, if they're laying to rest their father or mother or brother or sister or a family member, they show up at the funeral home out of a sense of duty and obligation. And as they are there hurting, they'll say to me, you know, I was estranged from Dad. I always wanted to give him a call, but I always put it off till tomorrow, and now tomorrow will never come because he died. And when people share those words with me, invariably they'll say nearly the same thing this father said at the farm in Minnesota when he lifted up the lifeless body of his little son Ryan. Too bad we didn't hold hands sooner. It was only 300 feet from the farmhouse. If we had worked together sooner, we'd found them the first day that he got lost. Within the first hour or so in which he was lost. We would have found them before the cold air mass found them. So you have to say to yourself, that's the challenge. If your life is estranged and you're having something going on that you need to bring back a family member, and fortunately at this point they are still alive, maybe it's time you say to yourself, I have to swallow my pride, and that's going to be tough, because that's not ever an easy thing to do. But maybe it would be well worth it if you swallow your pride and reconnect with people in your life you once connected with. They are family. The last thing you want to do is to wake up on Sunday morning, or park your car at a funeral home, to enter that funeral to visit someone you haven't spoken to in years. The last thing you want to say is, too bad we didn't hold hands sooner.